Hello everybody, Jaber Reno here, welcome back, starting a new custom campaign showcase for Warcraft 3. This is Legends of Arkain's second Undead book created by Undead. And the first thing I'm going to say about this series, at the beginning of the series, at the beginning of the first video, so no one misses it, is this is going to be a shorter series because this campaign is very short, like 4 or 5 missions long. And my understanding is Shar is actually ending it after the 5th mission and is going to make an epilogue to tie it together. I don't know the exact circumstances, and maybe he can explain in the comments, but basically he's struggling to flesh out the Undead second book in terms of story, and he wants to move forward onto something called the True Story of Arkain, which is supposed to basically combine the Human, the Orc, and the Undead books together to create one massive story that doesn't branch off into multiple alternate timelines. Again, he can explain more about that, but I wanted to say that right at the beginning so that when this series ends earlier than some people may be expecting it to, I don't get a million questions about it. But I will anyway, so sometimes I don't know why I bother. All right, Choices of the Dead. Let's go. Choices have been made by the living dead, choices that will be remembered. So this is where we're going to confirm our choices from the first Undead book. I don't even remember that much from the first Undead book, so let's see what they were. I'm sure upon seeing the prompts I'll remember. Importing the choices of the first Undead book has been successful. However, you are currently unable to import the choices. Please select your choices manually. Wait, so was it successful or unsuccessful? It doesn't matter. We're doing it manually. Have Eridon and Crom slain the Nerubian Overlord? Yes. So now we've got the undead Nerubians. Have Saphira and Varangar destroyed the tunnels? No. Pretty sure no. Did Largoth and Varangar kill the leaders of the mortal fleets? Yes. Yes? I think yes. Did the Flesh Terrors survive the events in the Prologue of Lor? Yes. What was the fate of Sir Ross? He got possessed. Has Rahandir destroyed the air support of the Darkmind Clan? You know, I gotta go back and check. Hang on. Okay, I just talked with Shar, and I checked my epilogue video from the first Undead book, so let's just go through these again. So I did kill the Nerubian Overlord. I did not destroy the tunnel. I did not kill the leaders of the mortal fleets. I just destroyed the fleets. I didn't kill the leaders. So they're still alive. Did the Flesh Tear survive the events? Yes. I did possess Sir Ross. Has Rahandir destroyed the air support? Yes, I did destroy this. I think I was planning on not doing it, but then I ended up doing it anyway. Or maybe I didn't destroy the orange base or something like that, but I did destroy the air support base. I didn't kill Progdaris. He says you found him, but you didn't kill him. You can still pretend you killed him if you want. And usually if you killed him in the first books, he'll show up somewhere in the second books. And it's a challenge, but if you kill him, you get a reward. So I guess yeah, sure. Let's pretend like we killed him. Sorry. Who won the final battle between the Blood Drinker Legion and the Undead? So it was Eridon. Interestingly enough, if you didn't know this, at the end of the first Undead book, if the Blood Drinker Legion breaks through and kills Eridon, he just resurrects himself and wins the mission automatically. So that's what this choice is actually representative of, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, Eridon did win. All choices have been made. The prologue will start shortly. Apparently the main character of this one is going to be Undead Ornasian. Like the the second human book rather was Gardon, the second orc book was Amari, and the second Undead book is looking like it's going to be Ornasian. Following the victory against Ornasian and his Blood Drinker Legion, the Soul Leader Legion, led by the Dreadlord Cursadar, took the place as the main force of the Demon's invasion. The Undead returned to the Dead Mountain, taking the soul of Ornasian with them, as the Imperials and the Orcs are overrun by the new Demon Legions. Now as the Undead Nexus prepares for the incoming siege of the Dead Mountain, Eridon is returned to his inner sanctuary. Now, this might be a little too late into the video, for the people who might ask questions about it, but the human timeline, the orc timeline, and the undead timelines are all alternate timelines. They share many key things, but in terms of player choices, some things may happen in the human timeline that don't happen in the undead timeline, for example, and vice versa, things in the orc timeline, right? So Amari probably exists somewhere in this, but will she make the same choices we did in the second orc book? We don't know. And that's kind of the whole thing with Shardungeon working on something called the True Story of Arkain. That's neither here nor there, but I just want to explain it. I realize some people have difficulty understanding that. In any case, just strap in, and I hope you enjoy regardless. You wonder who I am. You wonder what I am doing and why. You want to know why I care about the balance of Arkain? What the balance is, and how I, in your eyes, nothing more than a dead mage, can claim to know what the balance is and how it works? Let me tell you, then. A number of foolish and young creatures, calling themselves gods, created this world and its first race, the Arcanians. Their creation was flawed, however, resulting in the extinction of their creations, and a war amongst themselves. They had created an imbalanced world, and chaos spread even further when they had turned against each other. However, in a way, they had saved their world by doing so. When the first of them began to die, their very essence fell into the ground of Arkain. The combination of several such essences resulted in the birth of the four: Zinzrak, the demon god; Tregach, the dark one; Bahrazel, the master of shadows; and the avatar of death, myself. So the master of shadows is, Brian. We saw the gods destroying the world of Arkain and stopped them the only way we saw fit, by destroying them. Yes, the gods are dead, and you have heard right. The mortals pray to beings that no longer exist. The paladins and priests of the humans believe that they have been granted their magic by some greater power, while in truth, they are just using another type of magic. We were young and confused, just having been born in a world that we could feel was about to collapse. We took their places as the rulers of the world, watching the primitive beings that had survived the war, while also creating races of our own design, like the demon god created your kind. We restored the balance of this world, and I quickly came to realize its importance. Had the war continued, the world as you know it today would not exist. My brothers, of course, were not as observant as I. Obviously, the rulership of the Four was only a temporary solution. It was inevitable that a new conflict would endanger this world. And so it was when the Dark One betrayed us. I knew he would. I had foreseen his betrayal, and so I told the others before it was too late. The Dark One had almost destroyed Bahrazel when the demon god finally tore Tregach apart. It was then when I struck. I killed the demon god with a single yet deadly strike. His death resulted in the death of Bahrazel and myself. As you can see, I have returned, however. The avatar of death does not just die. You wonder why I would do such a thing? Why I would betray my siblings, and how this was connected to the balance? Simple. The Four were a tool of the world of Arkain, keeping it balanced by the different powers. When one was gone, there would be a vacuum that would have resulted in another conflict, and more war to endanger the very existence of this world. Thus I ended the reign of the Four after the betrayal of the Dark One, and allowed the mortals to take matters into their own hands. Which is funny, because now we're doing the exact opposite. I returned, yes, but not as powerful as I used to be, watching the mortals, and only intervening when I had to. I had no desire to rule them. Now you know who I am, but you still do not understand the balance, do you? Very well then, you're going to be an essential part of my plan, so I will enlighten you. Exposition dump! For every light there must be a shadow. For every action of good there must be one evil. For every victory there is a defeat. Such is the order of balance. Every race has its place where it is supposed to stay. A place earned by birthright. If one faction grows too powerful, it will bring the others to their downfall unless they combine their strength and defeat it first. Such is the way of the balance. I have maintained this balance for centuries, beyond your comprehension. From the shadows, becoming the secret watcher and guardian of this world. Then I understood that an old enemy had returned. The Dark One had managed to set himself back together, partly at least, and had returned on another continent, far away from my sight. I had not foreseen his return, but I had foreseen the war he would bring. The current invasion, the one you yourself led until recently, is his doing. An attempt to destroy the balance I have fought so hard to maintain. You have been nothing more than a tool. Your people have lost much. I wonder what Zinzrak would say if he could see them now, lost in their petty struggles, being used by the one he tore apart. I can also see that some of your people dream of his return, rebuilding his old fortress. Some of you possess a loyalty that is rather untypical for your kind. Yet it is just a dream. And still, there is another. Bahrazel, the Master of Shadows. He survived, just like the Dark One. He was lost, alone, a shadow of his former self. His isolation, his pain, his partial death, it all made him lose his mind. It took him a long time, an immortal host, but he returned. I can feel it. Yet I do not know what he plans. I have my suspicions, but he is not a concern of mine. Yet. The Dark One, on the other hand, is a threat that needs to be terminated. He thinks he can outsmart me, destroy the balance I created. He will fail. He may have managed to manipulate the demons without their knowledge, but I have much more experience in this. Once I wondered if I should enforce order rather than maintain balance by enslaving all races in this world, binding them to my will while destroying their own. I could have done so in the past, yet I decided not to do it. I am not like the Dark One. I have no interest in ruling this world. I, Eridon the Watcher and the Avatar of Death, am here to protect it. And now you shall too. Arise, Ornasian. Okay. All right, so that was a big exposition dump, and it kind of highlights the issue that I've had with Eridon this whole time, which is just, like, very anime-esque, like, super powerful guy from the shadows who can control everything and knows everything and could win every single battle, only if he really wants to, though. And I don't know how else to describe it. I've talked with Shar about this quite a bit, and, like, I don't want to harp on it already, but my understanding is the second Undead book really addresses this head-on for the most part, which is basically like Eridon, who thinks he's so fucking cool, actually can't control nearly as much as he thinks he can. And I think that's going to be to the detriment of all of Arkain. We'll see. Because, like, from one perspective, you have to kind of appreciate what he's doing, but just the way that he described the past, he's done a lot of really stupid things. Like, he was like, oh, I struck with the demon god. That way the mortals could do anything they wanted. So I removed all four of us from the equation. But, oh wait, Eridon's not actually dead, Brian's not actually dead, the Dark One's not actually dead. The only thing he actually did was kill the demon god, who was his ally. So, he only killed 25% of the things he was actually trying to do, which effectively made everything worse in the long run. And now he's here trying to manipulate everything from the shadows, right? So we're playing as that faction. So it's kind of interesting to see what effect the Undead actually do have on the other two races in Arkain. Well, several races in Arkain, but the main two, the humans and the orcs, but then also the demons. So it's interesting to see that the demon invasions are actually orchestrated by the Dark One, and it's pretty clear that we've learned from the second human book, at least, which is something that I think is going to be consistent across the entire timeline, is that the Dark One is possessing or manipulating the Emperor across the ocean. Of the human empire. Alright, Siege of Dead Mountain. While Eridon uses the sign of Unlife, formerly the sign of Life, to return the Dreadlord Ornasian, former leader of the Blooddrinker Legion, into an undead servant, the Human Kingdom of Lor is devastated by the Soul Eater Legion. Meanwhile, wave after wave of demons tries to charge onto the Dead Mountain to take out the undead threat once and for all, oblivious that their own kind would soon rise to defend this very mountain. The rotten corpses have barricaded themselves on top of their mountain. Most of our air forces have been wiped out by their cursed archers, and have been reanimated to serve them as undead dragons. Their numbers are endless. I've had enough of your excuses. We're here to take the mountain, and so we shall. Prepare all of our forces for a coordinated strike. We'll storm their gates and kill their leader. We do not have enough forces for such a charge. Hundreds will fail if we fall, Even if thousands fall, it does not matter. You are here to serve the interests of the Soul Eater Legion, and so you shall. Lord Cursadar does not tolerate failure, and neither do I. Hasrathian. You promised that there'd be reinforcements arriving from Isildur. Where are they? There's been a change of plans. I've suggested to Lord Cursadar to open a new front in the south to put some pressure on the Knights of Salria, preventing them from supporting the human forces in Carol. What? Without these reinforcements, we will... Lord Cursadar approved of my idea. Opposing my strategy therefore implies that you oppose him. But please, continue. I thought so. If you hadn't chosen the wrong side in the internal conflict of the Darkblade Legion, you wouldn't be there now. And you would maybe live longer. Now press on the attack, or I will find someone more suitable to take your place. I will obey your commands, my lord. As it should be. I will take my leave now, but some of my underlings will remain here to make sure you follow my commands thoroughly. I'd hate it if you forced me to return to deal with your insubordination again. It's cool, we're getting kind of a picture of the demon infighting more, too. Welcome, Ornasian. I am Saphira. This is Rahandir. The Master has sent you here to support our defense, and more importantly, to prove yourself. Skip the pleasantries, elf. What is the situation? Your former demon friends have launched a massive assault on the Dead Mountain. We repelled their attack, and now they besiege the mountain. We're holding them back while Kron prepares an avalanche to block the entrance to the mountain. Let us get this straight, Lich. The demons assaulting this mountain are no friends of mine. My followers are no more. The ones attacking you are traitors and cowards. You demons and your rivalries are not that important right now. The demons are preparing another attack. Saphira and I have to defend the Dead Mountain. You will build up your forces and start a counterattack. An avalanche is not going to stop the demons for very long. Sooner or later, they'll be able to break through, and by then, they will have reinforcements. True, but it is going to buy us some time. We can use this time to coordinate our attacks and use our tunnels to sneak behind the enemy lines. However, that is something to discuss later. For now, focus on defeating their current forces. See, we didn't destroy the tunnels. That may help us. We'll see. Indeed. Now the Master has given you control of the Khazar Nexus, a newly formed nexus created out of the remains of your demon soldiers and human slaves. Then I will rebuild my army and crush the armies of these dark-bladed Soul Eater fools. It is weird to work alongside a Dreadlord after Largoth's betrayal. Unlike Largoth, Ornasian is undead. He would not be able to betray Eredon even if he wanted to. Now, enough of this. We have a battle to win. Let's see what the demon brutes can do. Find and destroy all 6 demon gates of the Darkblade Legion. Alright, let's check the quests as usual. The demons of the Darkblade Legion are besieging the Dead Mountain. The undead plan to halt their attacks by causing an avalanche. This of course only is a temporary solution for the time being. It would be a wise move to gain more time. However, first they want to deal with the invaders. Ornasian has been tasked to deal with this himself. Again, when we're learning more about the demon factions as well. So the Darkblade Legion was allied with the Blood Drinker Legion. The Blood Drinker Legion was under Ornasian, who was betrayed by the Soul Eater Legion. Now the Soul Eater Legion is in charge and is basically saying, hey, Darkblade Legion, you fucked up, you picked the wrong side, so now we're using you as fodder to attack the undead, it sounds like. We got some items here. 6 bonus damage. Defend the northern black citadel of the Splessor Nexus. Deathguard, and we'll have to read all of this later. Infused with the power of slain demons, Ornasian's orb serves him greatly in fighting former allies and new enemies alike in the name of his new master. Hero's attacks also become ranged when attacking. 20% chance to do a critical strike is awesome, so he's got his orb. Increases the armor of the hero by 5, also engulfs the hero in fire. Cool. 10 damage per second. Immolation aura. Being an undead creature now, Ornasian's body has changed drastically, making his old armor useless and unwearable. This armor has been forged just for him to be worn in battle, burning all who dare to attack the Destroyer even before Ornasian unleashes his wrath upon them. Flame Strike. Flame Strike Death Pact would be nice. Command Aura is always great, and then Finger of Death. Pretty nice loadout here for him. Flame Strike's going to be good to clear these like huge amounts of enemies. So the first thing I'm going to do, since I just sat here reading a bunch of stuff, is let's just go ahead and reload. Because I do like to get a lot of that out of the way and just kind of explore everything that's available to us and then restart. This is just something I've gotten in the habit of doing in a lot of Warcraft 3 campaigns, not just Arkain. When you get a lot thrown at you right at the beginning, it's good to be able to digest it a little bit and then restart without wasting time. So we can skip this. Here we are. So we got Ornasian. We have to destroy the north base, it sounds like. Interesting that our necropolis is like in the ground. Defend the northern Black Citadel of the Splessor Nexus. Let's go through and check all of our production options. And right now it's just a crypt. And we'll let these all pop up and then we'll read them later. First it sounded like seems like Halls of the Dead was the one thing I needed to do, right? So, I guess let's grab a tomb just in case. Just to see what's available to us.
Yes, Master.
Okay, so let's check. Defense of the mountain, defend the north... Oh, okay, so find and destroy the 6 demon gates. The side quest is just defend the northern Black Citadel. Okay. Death Guard and Ice Keeper. You can now train Death Guards and Ice Keepers. Death Guards are powerful melee units that can be upgraded to become even more powerful. Ice Keepers support your forces with Vampiric Aura and can also use Ensnare. Interesting. I mean, you only need one for Vampiric Aura, right? Since Rahandir and Saphira are in charge of the defense, Ornasian is unable to upgrade his Ziggurats. No tower spam! As long as they are capable of fulfilling their duty. Okay, let's go. So here are Death Guards. Supposedly we can make them even stronger if we wanted to. Looks like to Fellbloods. Cool, so we're just waiting for Halls of the Dead. Let's maybe explore a little bit and see what we can do around the map. So we want to help defend. Let's just go and explore a little bit. We have to find the demon gates. It's possible that they're going to be attacking us from multiple directions because we didn't destroy the tunnels, but it also sounds like in the long run, if we can survive this, not destroying the tunnels will be helpful. I really couldn't say. So obviously we want to keep purple alive as much as possible. Rahandir is there, though. He should be able to hold out for a while.
My life for Nezu.
Wait. Crypt, right? No. Oh, Crypt. It's because it's QWER. That's fine.
Yes, Master.
Okay, just waiting on Halls of the Dead. Again, we're just going to keep looking around. Maybe we can be a little aggressive. We can even... It looks like Rahandir's moving out here, so whatever we can find... Oh, he's defending himself. That's fine. So we probably want to focus on defending down here first. Infernals are immune to magic, so this is going to be, you know, tricky for a while. Oh my god. Oh, that's Rain of Fire. I thought that was Rain of Chaos for a second. I was going to be very unhappy. Did I not already upgrade to Halls of the Dead? Did I not already do that? Did I cancel it accidentally? I must have.
Our forces are under attack.
And Ornasian's getting roasted here. He's already dead. That's fine. We'll just get him back. We got plenty of income. I was hoping to maybe find another gold mine along the way. Let's just go ahead and summon him back. So we accomplished nothing. Hey, we got a Death Guard still alive. Run, buddy. Oh, no, he's definitely dead. Okay, so that's where the main fight is happening. Who's down here? Is this Saphira?
Town is under attack.
Officer? So these are like sort of demon slaves. I don't understand what the Rohir Nexus is. Like why it's down here. Slaves of the Ijara Nexus, defend the Dead Mountain in the name of Arkain. Whatever you wish, we will comply.
What is it now?
Okay. Again, I'm just going to keep looking around for now. I must have accidentally canceled that. I don't know what happened. Here's our Ice Keeper. And eventually we'll just get a bunch of crypts set up to get more and more Death Guards, because it seems like that's all that we can actually have. Again, right now I'm just going to look around. I'm pretty sure that the purple base can survive for a pretty long time by itself with Rahandir and Saphira. Where is she up here? Where?
An allied hero has been
No, well, she's dead. That's where she is.
I have better things to do.
This strikes me as a map where it's like if you don't know where any of the demon gates are, you might struggle a little bit.
That may work.
Again, I just want to uncover as much of this as possible.
For now. That may work.
Yeah, I must have canceled it unless there was like a weird issue that popped up. I don't know. Seems like just gold for now. Let's go ahead and grab some Ziggurats so that we can get
I wish only to serve.
It's A for Ziggurats, okay?
I cannot summon them.
And we can't. I mean, we can't tower spam, so we might as well just clump these up somewhere. That's fine. We got the money to do it right now. It's looking like these are just dead ends that lead nowhere. That's okay. That is A-okay.
Upgrade complete.
I don't actually know where my units are that I sent down here. So I thought these folks were supposed to be sending things to help us. I can only imagine that they're going to start sending things from outside the map. That's got to be it. Hey, we got some Nerubians here. Oh, I see. They sent those to us to help us. I gotcha. Okay, Halls of the Dead, Black Citadel is what we're looking for. There we go.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Okay, there's Ornasian. We're just going to rally to Ornasian, and now I can actually start building more stuff. I feel like I'm super behind now. Like I really fucked up here. I just got to build these just to see what's available to us.
Is complete. Yes, master. Summoning is complete. My life for this.
Just so we can see what we want to focus on. Okay, formations are not on. That's good. So let's get up here. Again, we have to find the demon gates. Basically, they're buying us time to build up an army and the ability to rally up quickly. I could build my own production up here, and in fact, once this Black Citadel is done, I probably will do just that. I might just build some Black Citadels up here to help them defend. I assume that Purple will rebuild their own defenses. It appears like they're doing stuff. Yeah, they rebuild their stuff. This is all good. No word from the Bone Lords yet. Apparently the Bone Lords are a big part of the Undead force. We've seen them in all the other campaigns.
Well, easy.
Skeleton Lumberjack. Soldiers of the Scarrick Nexus. Move out and bring the demons down.
Summoning is complete.
Cool. Okay, so we're getting some extra units here. The demons will stand no chance against the Army of Bones. Cool, so we're getting like little pieces of the Undead force here all together. Need to get Ornasian leveled up like as soon as possible. It seems like the only way to attack them, unless we can go like again through like a secret tunnel or something, is out through the front door.
For now, I'll play along.
For now. So let's just, I guess, just sit and wait. We're going to get our reinforcements, and let's see. So we can make necromancers. Those are probably going to die very quickly. Obsidian statues are always good, in my opinion. They're always good to have, just to mix in there. So let's get a couple. And then a lot of the demons have resistant skin or are just straight up magic immune, so I don't know if banshees are really the right choice. I'll level up and get their trainings.
I bow to yours.
Just get one more ziggurat. We seem pretty well insulated against demon attacks down where we're at, so I think we can just chill, unless, I mean, something, I feel like something's just gonna happen, you know? I'm kind of curious, so do we make, I see, so there's our skeleton lumberjacks. Let's go ahead and get several of those, because they shouldn't cost supply, they don't. Actually, let's grab one more shade as well, because I want to send him up there to make our production at the front lines. Again, it's interesting that the Rohirr Nexus is down here. It's unclear if maybe, like, the demons will start attacking through these different avenues.
Research complete.
And that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. So you come on up here, and we're just going to make crypts.
I gladly obey.
I found with Arkain, you got to focus a lot more on your logistics network than anything else. If you have production near the front that can actually get stuff rallied up to the front, that makes a huge difference. Huge, huge, huge difference. And we want to stay in no upkeep for as long as possible, which we're at almost exactly right now. So let's just kind of stick with that. Okay, this isn't going to, like, lead back to there's going to be a demon lord behind trees or something. So we have these skeleton battle masters, which seem great. And then the Ice Keeper kind of reminds me of, like the officer tier units from the Human book, where it's like they're melee, but you kind of want to keep them in the back to provide the auras. I don't really care about ensnare. So we're just going to, like, leave him here to give the aura. Requires destroyer form, so it looks like we can't have that this time, unfortunately. We're gonna need lots of meat wagons as well, as you can imagine. Alright, he finally made his way up there.
I wish only to serve.
And I'm going to grab some slaughterhouses as well, because that is where we can actually build siege units. Wherever I can fit these, really. It's like some random unbuildable terrain areas here.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Okay, so these are demon slaves. Orange is usually the demon slaves. The red side of the Zernexus wish to obey you, Commander.
Our brethren's town is under attack. My sight is yours. Our forces
These
are
undead
attack.
Tauren? What? Okay, Saphir is here as well, and then we just completely roasted them. And they have to attack up this hill if they want to get to us, so we're all good. So it's really just finding where stuff is. Okay, and then I guess you go on mana because poor Ornasian. He got mana. He must have gotten mana burned or drained or something.
Is complete. I shall be your eyes.
Raz. Spirit Link, Disenchant, Animate Dead, Resistant Skin. Interesting.
Is there something amiss?
Just Ghost. So yeah, and then Brilliance Aura, right? So we have these support units that we want to kind of, these are casters, but they're strictly support units. We want to keep them alive and keep them in the back. So after this wave, why don't we go ahead and see if we can push out here? Because we're in low upkeep now, so we might as well. So I got to go through and grab all the buildings that I've set up here.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Rally to Ornasian. We need Fellblood. Actually, no. Cancel that. We can research Fellblood down here. And then lots of meat wagons. And we're stuck on 1 gold mine. So I think the key here is we're going to have to build like a large army and get up to like 100 supply. And only when we're at 100 supply am I comfortable actually moving out. So these are like actual casters. I guess let's hotkey these separately. So we have these are our support units, and then we have these actual casters with Spirit Link. Disenchant I don't really see as being super useful. Obviously Animate Dead will be great.
My sight is yours.
I have better things to do.
Even getting Ornasian to level 2 in order to grab Command Aura would be immensely useful. And I think we just stick... I mean, Death Pact also is really important. Like, getting 1 level of Death Pact for that survivability is going to be really, really useful. Okay. So now we're in high upkeep. Yeah, let's go Demon Blood. We want to get these... We want to get these frontliners upgraded as soon as possible. Spell resistance. Wow, that's really good. Shield guard. Poachers. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Oh, you piece of shit. Oh, man. That's, you know... I guess we could just leave him back there and change the trees that we're harvesting through. That's, you know... I can't even be mad. Let's just bring everyone down here. Loyal servants of the Rohirr Nexus. There are traitors outside the Dead Mountain. Meet them in battle. What are we getting this time?
Our brethren's town is under
Dead man. I like the way they like drag their swords. Now we have an officer. We're gonna add you, Mr. Officer, to our support group. That first attack was the biggest one. So I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna break the trees myself. Why are these guys like behind trees? What's going on here? So we're wandering everyone back down here so we can break our own trees with these meat wagons, and then we'll let the demon count out and kill it and maybe get an item for Ornasian. So there's an ongoing meme with oh, I can use this too. An ongoing meme with the demon lords behind trees. So it's a little, that's kind of funny. So this thing might do some real damage to us. That's okay. So did these get upgraded to? Did these get those bonuses that were? It's unclear to me. This thing's probably magic immune, but let's try. I guess what we can do is bring him out a little bit so that we can surround him. And he's likely going to have Resurrect. He's got a big hitbox, so actually the meat wagons are going to provide a lot of good support here. Just stay here. I forget what mission it was, but yeah, the demon lords behind trees is tisk, you know? I don't have any sort of interrupt, so we could just move out of the way. This should actually give Ornasian some good XP. How did he get back there, you might ask? Okay, cool. There's our level. And I think I'm going to grab Death Pact just to have that one level of it. I'm not concerned about upgrading it later, but it's just, you know, to have it now seems extremely important. Are these the, yeah, White Knights? Okay, so this is more Demon Slaves. Okay, so let's get some more meat wagons and more death guards, because that's really all we can make. I guess I can make some of my own skeletons as well. That's going to max us out. I guess let's add this to my group. Send him to Ornasian. Then we've got these living dead units as well. Okay, so let's get moving up here. Support group, stay close, but don't just dive into the action. Let's see if we can find a base. That seems like it's going to be pretty key here, right?
I shall be your eyes.
If we could somehow drag our allies out of their base to actually attack with us, that's definitely a possible thing that we could do.
Proceed. Our forces are under attack.
Okay, and we're running right into this. No, not support group. Son of a bitch.
Our forces are under attack.
Yeah, you just keep looking. Part of it is just finding where they are. Like, that's the worst part. Run, poacher, run. So it looks like this all just kind of connects together. It's kind of hard to say what is the best path to take.
Our forces are under attack.
Normal necromancer, do you start with... No, you don't start with raised dead on automatically, because of course you don't. Let's check in here. Again, I assume they have like a whole base. There's another gold mine. Urshan, that means your whipmaster, that dog Hesrathian, cannot be far. Good, I have a score to settle with him. Okay, a little hard for me to tell what's going on here. Lord Hesrathian has better things to do than waste his time with a fallen dreadlord and some lich. That's why I'm here. He's abandoned you then? Then you will suffer at his place, pathetic weakling. Okay, come on down here and let's haunt this. Might be far enough out of the way that it won't get attacked, but who am I kidding? Of course it will be. Let's get down here and secure that, because we need to be able to reinforce very quickly. Support group still alive? Okay, clean this out. Minimap's a little hard to read.
I wish only.
Okay, come on down here. You haunt this.
I shall be.
Odacian, I'm putting some of my most powerful servants of the Splessor Nexus at your disposal. Use them wisely. I like how we get a constant trickle. Oh, nice, Spirit Legionnaires. A constant trickle of reinforcements. I think that's really neat.
The dead shall serve to command. What does the shadow will?
Okay, let's try going this way now. Everybody move up. Now, it's very challenging for me to, I guess, decide how to approach this because, like, again, they're, like, super beefy. We're constantly losing little bits and pieces to every time we attack. Do I have more in here? Again, it's a little challenging because, like, the density of the units, it's very hard to see, like, what we have available to us.
Stand ready.
Let's move these up here.
What is it now?
So it looks like this is the only way they can... Well, they might be able to get to us from the top as well. Looks like through this middle section here. Ornasian's getting more and more levels. I appreciate that. I'm just going to go Command Aura at this rate. I don't like to spread my points out too much, but it's kind of... actually feels kind of useful to do. So what can these guys do? Frostbolt is good, Dispel Magic, Blizzard, and Resistant Skin. Okay, cool. Seems like a lot of this stuff is pre-placed, so that's, again, it's a positive change. Ornasian getting more levels. Let's go Command Aura. Just take one of these units and check up here to see if there's anything up here that we can do. Trying to keep all these units together can be a bit painful. I just wanted to see if there was a way they were getting to us up here. I think we found the entrance to their base. So we just got to kind of keep them bottled up down here. I don't actually know if that's going to help particularly or what, but it's fine. As you can see, we're just hemorrhaging units very, very fast. So they're in a choke point, we're in a choke point. Got to kill these guys that are getting drawn down to us as well. This is all about, again, having the supply lines to basically reinforce a giant army, and that's what we're going to try to do as we move forward here. So kill these guys that are behind us. One of my melee support units died, that's fine. Oh my god. Well, welcome back to Legends of Arkain, where this just... It's this. It's this. Stuck on a ramp, doing this. I mean, they're also stuck on a ramp. I'm trying to just rally stuff up here. That's the best we can do. Get up here, boys. What are you doing? Okay, and again, these things are going to keep getting drawn to us. That's fine. They have no other way to get to us, so I think it's important that we kill them. Okay, we're pretty much going to be stuck in high upkeep. You do get 6 gold per at high upkeep, though, which isn't bad. Not bad at all. And I think a lot of this stuff is pre-placed, so as long as we keep pushing in between attacks, we should be good. Keep making some necromancers, because we want some support skeletons. The skeletons that get raised by necromancers are actually quite good in Arkain. Not having a stun is really, really tough. Does Ensnare cancel spell casting? I actually don't know. I should probably test that out, because Ensnare could be really good in that case. Okay, move up. This is our new spot where we can sort of rally up here.
I have better things to do.
And engage all new fights in this particular spot. Again, we're going to have to probably sit and wait for a lot of resources.
This better be good.
That guy's still alive, but that's okay. So what we want to do is see if we can lure these groups to us. Again, we're basically fighting through pre-placed groups. Okay, move on up. They've got a lot of stuff that's like constantly silencing us, unfortunately. It's kind of a pain. Let's raise dead. I assume that raises like 1 corpse at a time, but I'll take every little bit that I can. Seems like that thing's going to leave us alone for now. Okay, I'd say I'm on the right track. What I'm going to do is grab an Acropolis here just so I can make acolytes closer to the front because I want to move up and be repairing stuff. This is an enemy attack. That's just going to chip away at us for now. Ornasian dies. Raising dead seems like it's going to be really strong. I can't rebuild those guys, though, that do raise dead. Where's my altar? There it is. Really out of the groove for Arkain. It's very different. It's just a very different feeling that you play as. It's just all. It's very different. So they're just sort of streaming some units out here. So let's move in here and see if we can start chipping away at their buildings, their production, these outlying things. Now, I don't have Ornasian. We don't have Command Aura is probably the biggest thing that we're missing because of that. Now, the big thing with Arkain is you just have to distract while your meat wagons get in there and actually kill production. That's the only thing you can do. Okay. Every demon gate we find and destroy is going to be just a massive improvement. Massive help for us. Keep making death guards. Oh, normal damage demons. I wouldn't have expected that. Okay. Blizzard and Blizzard, I guess. I guess I have Frost Bolts. I don't even know where that thing came from. So we need more meat wagons. I thought I just saw something level up. Every little bit. Okay, it's dead. Very nice. Okay, we're very short on gold. If I could just kill this and then back up, I'll feel pretty good. Keeping purple alive is very simple and easy. That's nice. We still have this ghost. I think we're sort of winning here. Again, we just have to take care of this. Oh, the fell stalkers are what are spawning through the gates. I see.
Better things to do.
This better.
Okay, keep moving up here. Oh, we're not rallying properly because Ornasian was dead. My bad. I hope I don't have... They might have units just, like, sitting around up here now. No, it's okay. Okay, just back up. We accomplished one thing. That's fine. Just back up to this spot. Alright, that's actually where I'm going to stop for today. Turns out that a couple unintended things were happening on this map. I guess the Orange Paladin hero was not supposed to keep leveling up. It's just a broken trigger that was messed up with an update with the editor. So that was actually making things a lot more challenging because that guy was mana burning the crap out of my hero and anything that I had that could actually cast spells. So what I'm going to do is I think leave in my first attempt here, and then I'm going to get an updated version of the map, and then I'll kind of get myself, in terms of progress, around to where I was. And then we'll go from there next time. But thanks, everyone, for watching. Looking forward to continuing the second Undead book. Again, it's going to be a shorter series than previous Arkain campaigns, because I believe there's only going to be 5 missions in it. But as you can see, they're going to be long, they're going to be tough, they're going to be challenging. So we'll make our way through them. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.